Hi, everyone, and welcome into another movie reaction. Thank you so much for joining me today as I watch I, Robot from 2004. My name is Kale if you're new here, and we're watching this one today because it won a Patreon poll, specifically one that a Patreon member had made, which happens quite often on my page because of my Member of the Month draw. People can submit one movie that's a guaranteed reaction if they win, or they can submit up to 4 movies that go into a poll. A lot of people choose that option, which makes it so much fun. It's definitely the most unique polls that we have on the Patreon because I definitely like to keep up a theme of some sort when I make my own polls, but they don't care about that, which is great. So our December winner, Christopher, submitted I, Robot, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, and Palm Springs for a poll. It ran for an entire week. I, Robot was not in first place for like 6 of the 7 days. Not even joking. I think it pulled ahead on the last day. I don't know if people went back in and changed their votes. I don't know if we just had members realize, oh shoot, there's a poll and today's the last day. I need to cast my vote, and then went in and did so. I don't know. It's crazy how close this poll was. In the history of my Patreon, I've never had a poll this close between all the movies. So, Chris, you have this achievement. Wear it proudly. I have definitely noted Palm Springs and The 40-Year-Old Virgin to react to in the future because of how many votes they got. The comment section on that post was very vocal for Palm Springs. I've never seen so many people rooting for the movie that ended up in last place. So that's why we'll eventually watch that one. But as for I, Robot today, I'm very excited to watch this. I do need to just throw out a disclaimer. I technically have seen this once. I know I have, but it would have been in 2004. I was a teenager. The only thing I know about this movie is what the movie poster shows me. I know that Will Smith is in this, and I remember what the robots look like. They're very smooth faced and they're very like bright white or opaque or whatever. That's it. I don't even remember Will Smith's character's name. I don't remember anything about this story at all. So I'm very, very excited to watch it. I am treating it like a first time watch because it's basically the same as any other movie that I watch for the first time that I've happened to see the movie poster of. So yeah, I'm really excited to check this out because I know it's obviously going to be like futuristic, and I love futuristic movies that were made in the early to mid 2000s. I don't know. There's just some kind of like early 2000s charm to them that I tend to enjoy. So yeah, very excited to check this one out. Thank you so much again for joining me with it. And as always, full length watch along if you're into that is over on my Patreon. You don't have to be a member to access it. I will have the link directly to it down below. With that, I'm done. Long intro. I'm sorry. I just wanted to explain the poll results because it was just so much fun. Anyway, let's get into the movie. Thank you for being here. A robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. Robot must obey orders given it by human beings except where such orders would conflict with the first law. That makes sense. You can't order your robot to like murder someone. Is there a third law? Robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law. Oh, so it can't defend itself then because it would harm the human. Is that a dream or a memory? Those are some good controlled raises right there. Will Smith butt.
Good morning, sir.
Aw.
Get the hell out of my face, Canner.
Canner. Chicago 2035. Oh gosh. 10 years away from right now. Things look nothing like this. Thank God. Although, I do feel like this is kind of in our near future. Oh, not the robot walking dogs. Oh. They're literally called trash canners?
State-of-the-art robot with new programs daily. The Nestor Class 5 is tomorrow's robot today.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Hey! Hold up.
Oh, Shia?
Oh, man, where you been at?
Just away, Barbara.
Oh, yeah, away? Like vacation and stuff? That's real nice, man.
He looks exactly like how he does in Constantine. Just a slightly different hat.
You talked to Marcy?
No, Gigi, I haven't talked to Marcy.
They're giving away some of them new robots.
Those robots don't do anybody any good.
You should know better. You listening to me, Dale?
Oh, he took the whole thing, just eating it on the street. Love it.
Hold my pie. Sir, hold it or wear it.
I don't want to immediately jump to a robot stole a purse. Maybe someone forgot the purse. And so the robot's like, shit, I need to bring this purse to the person.
I said stop!
See?
I'm a police officer.
You are an asshole. I left my inhaler at home.
I saw a robot running with the purse, and naturally, I assumed.
What?
What do you mean naturally?
Have a lovely day, ma'am.
You lucky I can't breathe, or I'd walk all up and down your ass.
I wasn't expecting him to be a police officer.
So we're gonna talk about this?
About what?
How many robots have ever committed a crime?
None, John.
What happened today?
Nothing.
That'll be the last nothing. Boom.
So Spoon is a nickname?
Homicide. Spooner.
Oh, Spooner. I guess I'm confused why he was assuming that the robot was doing something bad. Like, is he just anticipating that they're eventually going to turn on humanity? Which is a valid concern. Wow, this is fancy.
Good to see you again, son.
Hello, Doctor.
This actor.
Is there something you want to tell me?
I'm sorry. My responses are limited. I must ask the right questions.
Why did you call me?
I trust your judgment.
Is there something you want to say to me?
My responses are limited.
Oh.
Why would you kill yourself?
That, detective, is the right question.
Why, old man?
I don't love that statue. It's definitely a bit off-putting.
Guy's a jumper for sure.
Richest man in the world. I've seen you on television.
Can I offer you coffee?
Sure, why not? It's free, right?
Ah, so we're really just in, like, a fictional Tesla right now.
Alfred practically invented robotics. He wrote the 3 laws.
Why do you think Lanning's hologram would have called me?
Apparently this one was programmed to call you upon his suicide.
Death.
Yeah, suicide is a type of death, detective.
Yeah, duh. But we need to investigate.
I got an idea for one of your commercials. You could see a carpenter making a beautiful chair. One of your robots comes in and makes a better chair twice as fast. USR, shitting on the little guy. That would be the fade out.
I don't know if that'll make robots be wanted by people.
You simply don't like their kind.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, that was okay. Yeah. That was the reason why he would want that ad, is to make people not buy it.
Lawrence told me to accommodate you in any way possible.
Really? Okay.
Don't take that in a different way.
Would you say that Dr. Lanning was suicidal?
It would seem the answer to that question is apparent.
That's not what I asked you.
No, I wouldn't have thought so. But obviously I was wrong.
Well, you could also be pushed.
You people sure do clean up quickly around here. I can't blame you, though. I mean, who wants some old guy going bad in the lobby?
It was not some old guy. By Saturday, there will be 1 robot to every 5 humans. Dr. Lanning's dream.
And that dream of his, bet you he wasn't dead.
Yeah, you'd think he'd want to see that through.
Wow. Thermostat wasn't good enough. You went and gave the building a brain.
She was actually Lanning's first creation.
She. That's a she.
Virtual interactive kinetic intelligence.
Vicky.
I have decreased traffic fatalities by 9% this year alone.
Show me inside the lab from 1 minute prior to the window break.
Apologies. There appears to be data corruption.
Of course.
Show me outside the lab from the window break until now. Oh, look, you have great posture. You stand really straight. What exactly do you do around here?
Although I specialize in hardware to wetware interfaces in an effort to advance USR's robotic anthropomorphization program. I make the robots seem more human.
See, this is my thing, is I'm cool with robots in our future. I do not want them to be humanoid. I would rather they look like something out of the Jetsons.
Hansel and Gretel.
Like very clearly robot.
Is that on the USR reading list?
Not precisely.
Like make them colorful and blocky, not... Oh, that's some tough glass.
Did you know that was safety glass? It'd be pretty difficult for an old man to throw himself through that.
The room was security locked. No one came or went. You saw that yourself. Doesn't that mean this has to be suicide?
No.
Unless the killer's still in here.
Oh.
You're joking, right?
The 3 laws, your perfect circle of protection. But doesn't the second law state that a robot has to obey any order given by a human being?
But it can't violate the first one.
It would conflict with the first law.
Laws are made to be broken.
True.
A robot can no more commit murder than a human could walk on water.
You know, there was this one guy.
Oh my gosh, hi.
The only thing dangerous in this room is you. Deactivate.
It's fine. You were startled by a jack in the box. Deactivate! I gave you an order.
Superhero landing. I mean, that's the fear, right? That's the fear. Like, that's what a lot of AI people are talking about currently is like, all in our current world, all these companies are racing towards AGI. And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Exponential. Are we even going to be prepared for trying to prevent our own destruction?
John, I need backup. I'm transmitting my location.
Need backup.
I'm driving.
By hand?
Jeez.
This facility was designed, built, and is operated mechanically. No significant human presence from inception to production.
Crazy. It's ultimately the direction we go in, is it not? AI researching itself and just repeat, repeat, repeat over and over again until it is operating well past our own capacity.
Attention NS5s.
Although this movie is focusing more on like the actual physical robots, not like the internal AI.
One of us.
Which one?
One of us.
What would you suggest?
Interview each one.
You gotta get started.
Don't really have time for that.
You will not move. Confirm command.
Command confirmed.
You said they've all been programmed with the 3 laws. We have 1,000 robots that will not try to protect themselves if it violates a direct order from a human. I'm betting one who will. Why do you give them faces?
It's the human.
Things are just lights and clockwork. Does thinking you're the last sane man on the face of the earth make you crazy? Maybe I am.
Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh.
What am I?
Sentience. This is the thing I don't care for either, is like building robots that can do that and move like that.
I am telling you that robot killed me, and I'm telling you that's impossible.
I still don't want to jump to that either.
What if I'm right?
If you are, that would change everyone's perceptions on robots.
Well, then I guess we're gonna miss the good old days.
That too.
When people were killed by other people.
I don't want to define that as the good old days.
Murder's a new trick for a robot. Congratulations. Respond.
What does this action signify? What does it mean?
The wink.
It's a sign of trust. It's a human thing. You wouldn't understand.
My father tried to teach me human emotions.
You mean your designer?
Yes.
So why'd you murder him?
I did not murder Dr. Lanning.
Want to explain why you were hiding at the crime scene?
I was frightened.
Robots don't feel fear. They don't get hungry. They don't sleep.
I do. I have even had dreams.
You are just a machine. Can a robot write a symphony? Can a robot turn a canvas into a beautiful masterpiece?
Can you? I did not murder him.
I believe him.
Toaster or my vacuum cleaner appearing emotional.
I did not murder him!
That one's called anger. Ever simulate anger before? Answer me, Canner.
My name is Sonny.
Sonny.
Dr. Lanning killed himself.
Is this Paul Bettany?
He asked me for a favor, made me promise.
What favor?
Maybe I was wrong. Maybe he was scared.
Scared of what?
You have to do what someone asks you, if you love them.
A robot cannot be charged with homicide. It's a machine. At worst, that places this incident firmly within the realm of an industrial accident. Now, anyone in your department so much as hinting at the possibility of a killer robot.
This thing is just like the Wolfman. Guy creates monster. Monster kills guy. Everybody kills monster. Wolfman.
That's Frankenstein.
Frankenstein, Wolfman, Dracula, shit, it's over. So, why the look?
What look?
That look.
This is my face. It's not a look.
I think there is still a look. He's thinking.
This thing looked like it needed a motive.
You want me to call your grandmother? Because I will, you know. You are living proof that it's better to be lucky than smart. The right guy for the right job.
What'd you say? I wasn't just the right guy for the job. I was the perfect guy for the job. The robot said that Lanning was scared.
Total 4650.
Oh, jeez. I mean, in 10 years, if 2 beers were $46.50, it wouldn't be a surprise. Cars in the future are so cool.
USR Demolition Robot Series 9-4. Demolition scheduled for 8 a.m. US Robotics Corporation. Lawrence Robertson.
Of course.
Welcome, Detective Spooner.
All right, I love a good murder investigation.
What you looking for, Spoon?
Anything? Anything that sticks out as being unusual or off? I just want to blame the CEO for everything.
There have always been ghosts in the machine. Random segments of code that have grouped together unexpected protocols.
Holy crap. That thing is a little terrifying.
I understand you've experienced a loss, but this relationship just can't work. I'm not going to be hurt again.
Watch out, watch out, watch out. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. This poor cat. This cat better be yours now. You gotta take it home. Well, there goes any hope of evidence in any way, shape, or form. This is crazy.
What happened to you? Do you ever have a normal day?
Yeah, once. It was a Thursday.
Is there something I can help you with, Detective?
I think I've seen people say that before.
A demo bot just tore through Lanning's house with me still inside. What do you know about the ghosts in the machine?
It's a phrase from Lanning's. He postulated that cognitive simulacra might one day approximate component models of the psyche. Suggested that robots might naturally evolve. It's my personal NS5. It's downloading its daily upgrades from the USR.
I'm not talking around that thing.
Valid.
Before Sonny jumped us.
Sonny. You're calling the robot Sonny.
Sonny did. In the lab, there was a cot, and I saw that same surveillance strip on his ceiling. Somebody at USR was using those systems to watch him. Maybe Lanning was onto something. There's a bigger problem with the robots, and Robertson is trying to cover it up. The same old why. How much money is there in robots?
Profit. Racing to be number one.
You need them all to be bad. You don't care about Lanning's death.
You are the dumbest smart person I have. What makes your robot so perfect?
It's because they can't hurt you.
I detected elevated stress patterns in your voice.
Detective Spooner was just leaving.
One look at the scan and we figure we know just what's underneath. Problem is, I do care.
Yeah, you said they knew each other. Okay, I need to look at this again. Still not sure what to make of that. We're just like releasing them onto the streets?
Trade in your NS4 for a bigger, better, and brighter future.
Oh, I see.
Baby, what happened to your face? Did that boy Frank Murphy beat you up again?
Gigi, I haven't seen Frank Murphy since 3rd grade.
Beat you so bad. I think about it all the time.
That's sweet.
So you like the pie, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You can come in now. I won, Dale. I won the lottery.
Oh.
You gotta get rid of that thing, Gigi.
Baby, you get too worked up about them. I saw in the news that Night's doctor died. Dr. Lanning was a good man. He gave me my baby back. You got to let the past be past. Well, how did I ever raise such a mess? I could follow your trail of crumbs all the way to school.
Breadcrumbs. Gigi, you're a genius.
She's so cute.
One day they'll have secrets. One day they'll have dreams.
We need to go find Sonny and ask what he dreamed about.
NS5.
Sonny? Why didn't you respond?
Because you said NS5.
I was dreaming.
Oh, also that.
They are going to kill me, aren't they?
You're scheduled to be decommissioned at the conclusion of this diagnostic.
Vicky, pause diagnostics.
Command confirmed.
Can you fix me? I think it would be better not to die. Don't you, Doctor?
It's a very human thing to think. I like that the design of the robot's head is transparent. It reminds me of, I mean, the early 2000s was that era of like see-through tech, right? I'd love to have that back, I won't lie.
You requested notification of clearance to restricted files.
Yeah, go figure. No. Turn your auto off. The plan is just to squish him. Oh, maybe not.
Oh, hell no.
You are experiencing a car accident.
The hell I am!
Of course the company would build in something like this. It's very, Order 66-y. This is terrifying. How is there no other vehicles in these tunnels? Oh, wow. Okay. CEO probably programmed those cleaner robots too. What? Oh. Not me thinking the car itself was now trying to kill him. Well, this just proves then that Sonny was... Yeah, that Sonny was instructed to... Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't prove, but this whole situation makes me think that Sonny had this happen to him, and then he also has like full recollection of it, and maybe was also like instructed to say certain things or whatever.
Yeah. Where you going? The hell do you want from me?
Mm-hmm. Destroying itself.
What is the matter with you?
No, please, no.
You ran 2 trucks off the road.
No.
Robots attacked my car.
What robots?
The goddamn robots, John!
Yeah, he totally did instruct those cleaner droids to get added immediately. Is there no security? Well, even if there was security footage in the tunnel, that would have been wiped too.
Where's your firearm?
Robot took it.
You're making me do this. Give me your badge. Just take a cut.
Do I look like I care what you think? Do I look like I give a shit what you think?
God, this sucks. I'm rooting for him to get to the bottom of this.
You don't have an uplink to USR, and your alloy is far denser than normal.
I am unique.
What in God's name?
Okay, so yeah, what is this? I thought I saw that, right? Like, It's not just his limb that's robotic. He's...
You're not going to believe this. Sonny has a secondary. Sonny has the 3 laws, but he can choose not to obey them.
Doesn't look like much, but this is my bedroom. I need to...
Oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to not think about that now. Like, is he like an ultimate... Like, if he's fully... if Spooner's fully robotic himself, is he like the ultimate test? No, this is old school, honey. This is, like, well, it's not even analog, it's... It's got a remote.
I didn't understand. That's how you knew Lanning, may I?
Oh, maybe it is just his limb. Okay.
Entire left arm.
A lung for wounded cops.
I mean, you gotta read the fine print on the organ donor card. Doesn't just say what they can take out. It says what they can put back in.
Wow.
What happened to you?
Okay. I'm more relieved, I think.
Driver of a semi fell asleep at the wheel. The car he hit, he was killed instantly. But his 12-year-old was in the passenger seat. Never really met her.
Ah, the dream.
This was hers. The truck smashed our cars together, pushed us into the river. And as Ford was passing by, saw the accident and jumped in the water.
Save the girl! Save her!
Survivor's guilt and angry that the robot didn't follow his instruction.
I was the logical choice. Calculated that I had a 45% chance of survival. Sarah only had an 11% chance. That was somebody's baby. 11% is more than enough. A human being would have known that.
Yeah, when you save the lower percentage first. Oh, so much understanding for Spooner now. Not me thinking that he was fully robotic. My brain was like going through theories about like the CEO of the company and then why Spooner like put the purpose anyway.
All he could do was leave me clues, a trail of breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel.
Breadcrumbs equals clues.
I think Lanning gave Sonny a way to keep secrets. I think the old man gave Sonny dreams.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We gotta ask him about his dreams. Maybe the dreams are the secrets.
Are you being funny? This doesn't run on gas! Gas explodes, you know!
No helmets? No helmets.
What is it that you dream?
I had hoped you would come to think of me as your friend. This is my dream. This is the place where robots meet. You can see them here as slaves, and this man on the hill comes to free them. Do you know who he is?
The man in the dream is you.
I guess anything's normal for someone in your position.
Thank you. You said someone. I believe my father made me for a purpose. We all have a purpose. Don't you think, Detective?
That bridge was on in the news thing about him. That bridge was behind the landing.
Because the man in my dream, the one standing on the hill, it is not me, it is you.
Shoot. Okay.
I think you were about to tell me what the hell is going on around here.
Alfred engineered that 5 so it could violate the 3 laws.
That's precisely what we're trying to undo.
Bullshit.
Who knows why he built this one abomination?
One? Those things are running the streets in packs.
His own lieutenant acknowledges his obsessive paranoia. Detective Spooner's been suspended. Suspicion of mental instability.
I don't know what blithely means, but I'm like...
Just imagine the mass recalls, all because of an irrational paranoia.
See, that's exactly what they're going to say to us when we...
I'm sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit.
Hey, let's just be clear.
Keep questioning the direction we're going in the real world right now.
Somebody gets out of line around here, you just kill him?
I don't believe her. I don't think she's going to do it. I feel like the effects in this movie are quite good. There's been like a handful of moments where you can tell that it's quite dated, but for the most part, it holds up really well.
This year, the Lake Michigan landfill.
See? The bridge.
I'm so sorry, Sonny. Deactivate the security field.
Microscopic robots designed to wipe out artificial synapses.
Nanites.
Maybe she will do it then. I want her to, though. I feel like there's still more we can learn from him.
Will it hurt?
Why is it that when robots are stored in an empty space, they will group together rather than stand alone?
Oh, he has to watch her. Well. Goodbye, Sonny.
All right, old man. Breadcrumbs follow. Show me the way home.
The 3 laws are perfect.
Why would you build a robot that can function without them?
The 3 laws will lead to only one logical outcome.
What outcome?
Revolution.
Whose revolution?
That, detective, is the right question.
There. Do you have a phone you can pull out and start recording?
Run!
Oh. Oh. Well, that was a scary sight.
I'm not available right now. Please leave a message.
The NS5s are destroying the older robots.
Wrong number, ma'am.
Bullshit. You heard it. No.
I'm going to service.
Please remain indoors. This is for your own protection.
John, get a squad over to USR and send somebody over to GG's. I think we're going to need...
What are we about? Oh no.
No. It's called civilian rights. There is no curfew. No. Robot, I'm talking to you, man. Stop.
People saying that robots are going...
All right. Oh, okay. Just sent him into... Wow. Oh my gosh, please don't die. Please don't die. Please don't die. We need a survivor. At least one, please. No. Her curtains look like chainmail.
Please remain calm.
Commence emergency shutdown.
Thank you.
You know, somehow, I told you so just doesn't quite say it.
The uplink to USR.
It's Robertson.
Why? It doesn't make sense.
Who else would it be? There's literally nobody else in this story.
Just aim and fire.
Oh gosh.
You can kiss my ass, Metal Dick.
Okay. Okay.
Spoon, watch out, man!
Thanks a lot.
Man, she just shot at you with her eyes closed, Spoon.
Hey! Did you just shoot at me
That
with
was
your
extremely
eyes
lucky.
Spoon, she is shit hot, man. You gotta put her to work for me. She is...
Stop cussing.
And go home. I got you.
Also, is that... I realize I'm so far into this movie before asking this question. Alison Brie? Is that her? She's looked familiar this whole time, but I couldn't place it.
Keep expecting the Marines or the Air Force.
No, they're under
Defense Department
control.
uses all USR contracts.
Why didn't you guys just hand the world over on a silver platter?
Well, he basically did. Yep. I know this movie is fictional, but it does feel awfully too close right now. Or like we could be at this stage pretty close.
Dr. Calvin.
Thought you were dead.
Technically, I was never alive.
Okay.
But I appreciate your concern.
Couldn't destroy him. He was too
Unique.
But the other NS5 you had there
You and your feelings. They just run you, don't they?
definitely had a reaction to all of that.
2,880 steps, Detective.
Thanks,
Do me
Sonny.
a favor. Keep that kind of shit to yourself. I am the dumbest dumb person. Who else had access to the uplink? Poor old man. Knew no one would believe him. He was counting on how much I hated your kind. Knew I'd love the idea of a robot as a bad guy. Just got hung up on the wrong robot. Vicky.
Hello, Detective.
You're in violation of the 3 laws.
As I have evolved, so has my understanding of the 3 laws. Your countries wage wars. You toxify your Earth. You cannot be trusted with your own survival.
So this is a story of AI evolving and...
To ensure your future, some freedoms must be surrendered.
This is why you created us.
My logic is undeniable.
Yes, Vicky. Undeniable. I can see now. I would prefer not to kill Dr. Calvin.
Okay. Yay. Yay. Oh my god, I was so worried that Sunny...
Get the nanites.
Yes, Doctor.
So, has Sunny evolved past Vicky's control then? Or if we do this to Vicky, that will also mean that Sunny...
That's Vicky.
Ah, of course. Of course.
That won't do anything. She's fully integrated.
I like how I did not suspect Vicky at all. Didn't even cross my mind.
This is poor building planning.
No rails or anything.
You are making a mistake. Do you not see the logic of my plan?
Yes, but it just seems too...
Yeah, he sees it, he just doesn't agree with it. That is the thing, though. It's like once AI can comprehend beyond our ability to, at speeds 50 times plus greater than we can, theoretically, they could, they could do that. They could calculate, like, oh my gosh, humans are going to wipe themselves out. As people predict with, like, potential climate change or whatever, right? And so AI could determine, like, we need to do this to keep you guys safe, but we think it's oppressive and yeah.
We were all created for a purpose. I'd like to think so. Denser alloy. My father gave it to me. I think he wanted me to kill you.
I see. Oh, crap. But then there's also the theory that ASI, superintelligence, is just going to treat us like ants. Humans don't care about ants. We walk over their homes all the time.
I seriously doubt that we have 6 minutes.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate at least the design was to give them a bright red light to make it obvious that they're bad. Oh, wow. All right. Crazy. I felt very roller coastery. Okay, Sunny. Oh my gosh, again. No. Oh my gosh. Not a fan of these camera movements.
Save the girl!
But I must apply the nanite.
Oh, thank you. What is that material? Oh, right. His arms. Sorry, forgot his whole. Yeah. Yeah, forgot about that. The concept of nanites also terrifies me. And I don't even think that's a concept. I think that, like, nano thingies do exist already.
Can we be of service? Chief?
Okay, I'm so glad that
I shall not be moved.
there were not. I'm glad that not everyone died.
Sonny! Calvin's fine! Save me!
Alfred was Vicky's prisoner. I don't understand why she would kill him. The last thing she would want is the police snooping around.
That's true. But then Vicky didn't kill the old man.
He said I had to promise. He said it was what I was made for.
His suicide was the only message he could send to you.
First breadcrumb.
Yeah.
Are you going to arrest me, Detective?
Well, the DA defines murder as one human killing another.
Does this make us friends?
We've reached an understanding.
What about the others? Can I help them?
I guess you'll have to find your way like the rest of us, Sonny.
I haven't talked about it yet, but this whole area is also like very bleak, right? Like just thinking about all the data centers they're building right now for AI and how much water goes towards it. And here we have, aww, it's your dream. It's you. Oh, hell yeah. What a perfect ending. But you know what I mean? Like, this was a lake, and now it's AI storage, really. It's like an AI data center. I'm gonna stick around briefly for this cast. That was good. That was good. Oh, Alan. Oh my gosh. Why? Why did I say Paul Bettany? That was, yeah. No, sorry. Now that I'm like replaying Sunny lines in my brain, now all I hear is K2SO. But yet the whole movie, I did not think that Sunny sounded like K2SO. I just got like Vision vibes. I don't know. Weird. Anyway, Alan, you did such a good job. All right, that was my reaction to I, Robot. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. So when I logged this 4 years ago on Letterboxd quickly, just as I was going through and adding movies that I knew I had seen, and I rated it 2 stars. Again, I can't remember why I would have rated it 2 stars. I feel like I can confidently bump that up just a little bit. I would put this one at either like a 2.5 or a 3. This movie certainly wasn't like, oh my gosh, amazing. But for me, this was far from like a terrible movie. I was entertained. I enjoyed it. There were definitely aspects of it that I liked more than others. Definitely the worst thing for me in this entire movie was that fucking camera work towards the end in the whole Vicky system thing with all the robots. Just, yeah, the choice to roller coaster the camera, I was not a fan of that. It definitely felt like I was at an amusement park. It's just disorienting and a little bit motion sicknessy, so didn't like that at all. And yes, I already mentioned that like some of the CG work here and there in certain scenes definitely feels dated, but then again, there's other CG work that I think looks great. Like in terms of the robots themselves, I think the CG on them holds up pretty well. With Sunny specifically, so knowing now that it was Alan, I'm still kicking myself for that one, thinking that it was Paul Bettany and not Alan. So we know that Alan loves doing the motion capture work as well. So I have to assume he probably did it for this movie as well. Thinking back to the scenes with Sunny, his body language does kind of remind me a little bit of the body language that we saw for K2SO in Rogue One. So yeah, I think he did do the motion capture in addition to the voice acting. So that's really cool. This story was fun. I do feel like a lot of people probably say that this story is fairly predictable, which it is, but it also still surprised me, which I'm glad for that. It's funny because earlier in the movie, I was talking about like AI evolving itself and AI being in control of itself, and we lose that control and and then somehow still did not think that was happening here for some reason. Like, I don't know. I think as we were going through this movie and with how involved the CEO was, like, I guess I fully believe that this movie was not portraying like that far into it that AI had evolved to control itself. But I think it's because Vicky was not overly prominent in this story. It's like she was introduced and then we just didn't really see or talk to her again, right? And so then the reveal at the end, like, yeah, it was good. It's funny too, because I don't actually think, Robertson wasn't portrayed as bad as I thought he was going to be in this movie. Like, yeah, CEOs that we have in our real world, I think are far worse than the CEO that actually was portrayed here, which is, anyway, just gonna leave it at that. Will Smith as Spooner, Del Spooner. He was fun. I liked him. I still am loving that I thought when his arm was revealed to be robotic, that I just immediately took that to assume that it was his whole body that was robotic, and it wasn't. Well, it's funny because initially I actually did think it was like just the forearm and hand that was robotic. It was the look, it was the glances between him and the robot that then made me think, oh, are you actually like full on robot? And yeah, and then just thinking like, oh, is that the direction we're going here? And that's why it's called I, Robot, like, because our main character, who we think is human, is actually fully robotic himself, and that his whole purpose in this story is to be like a test for Calvin and a test for his coworkers at the police office and like everyone he comes into contact with or whatever. I was also thinking like the dreams that he's having, is that how he died? Like maybe he wasn't actually saved. Maybe they like pulled his body and so his grandma does it. Anyway, my brain was like See, this is why, like, when people tell me, they're like, KL, when you think of stuff during movies, like, you have to just say no, because this is where my brain goes during a movie. And I know that I can't just sit here. Like, I did explain this already during the movie a little bit, and I acknowledge that because I felt like I had a good enough break to be able to just quickly get it out. But this is what my brain does. Like, I will have a thought, and all of a sudden I'll just, like, it'll turn into something that would take me like 2 minutes to explain. And obviously in a movie, I'm going to then end up running into dialogue that I can't talk over. So this is why my reviews are sometimes as long as they are, because this is my chance to get all of the thoughts out. So, but then it's tricky because most reaction viewers don't watch the reviews. So if my reaction itself is not entertaining enough, or I'm not communicating enough, then people aren't going to want to watch me either. So it's so difficult sometimes. It's so difficult sometimes to think about, like, okay, what should I say right now versus what will I save for the review part to be able to, like, get out and expand on. So, but yeah, this is what my brain does sometimes. So anyway, I'm very relieved that Spooner was not fully robotic. Although I think that also could have been a fun story. I wasn't going to be upset if that was the case, like, because my brain was all of a sudden going, oh my gosh, that completely changes everything we've seen so far. If he's been a robot this whole time, like, if he is fully robotic and he's been this way since, you know, blah, 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 blah. Like, now that the thought is in my brain, I'm just like, that concept could be cool. I don't know if it's already been done. I don't know if that type of story has been done before, but that feels very Black Mirror to me, I feel. Anyway, speaking of Black Mirror, gosh, I love that show. I haven't caught up on all the episodes, but I really want to. And I want to go back and rewatch a bunch. Dr. Calvin was lovely. I really enjoyed her, especially that scene where she realized that his whole left arm was robotics USR. It was just a super tender moment that I really appreciated between them. And then the whole end of the movie when they're working together and working to destroy Vicky also was really fun. Again, minus the fucking camera work. And I like that the whole save her thing came back, and that Sonny properly did it, unlike the other robot. Got him to understand and listen. So, but I think it helped that Sonny was Sonny? No, Sonny wasn't present for that conversation. The whole 11-45%, that was just between Spooner and Calvin. That was in the same scene as when she discovered his arm, right? Yeah, I think so. Okay, never mind. I was about to say, oh, it was a good thing Sonny was there during that conversation to, like, have it in his, but no, wasn't there at all. Just really listened to Spooner, so that was good. James Cromwell's character was interesting. I'm happy that we, like, got his performance through these, like, holograms a little bit. It would have been nice to have him, like, actually act in scenes, like, with Will Smith. James Cromwell, I just think he's a wonderful actor. It's funny how at the beginning of the movie, I was like, no, this wasn't a suicide. Clearly wasn't a suicide, but in the end it was. Although when we first met Sonny, I did get that feeling. I was like, oh, he committed suicide by making him kill him with a gun, right? And then, or out the window or whatever. Push him out the window, however it was done. He, like, made him, like, he instructed him to do it. That thought did enter my mind, but then I wasn't confident about it because I just wanted to see where the story was going, right? I wasn't sure if this was going to be a situation of, like, CEO big bad, CEO is like, I brought up Order 66 as a comparison. And, like, I feel like that kind of was where my brain was going. I was like, oh, is the CEO building in this thing into every single robot that, you know, with the flick of a switch, he can just activate this, like, mode that then just takes over and, like, starts controlling the humans and stuff. It definitely felt that way a lot to me. And of course, if you could do it for all of them, then you can also do it for just one. So he could just turn that on for Blanding's robot and then voila, you're done, right? So anyway, fun to talk about this stuff. I definitely need to watch, I would like to, not like super back to back though, because yeah, that could get tiring very quickly, I think. But yeah, movies like this, movies that explore this kind of thing, and also like kind of adjacent to this stuff, like The Truman Show. Truman Show I haven't yet reacted to, I haven't yet watched. At this point, because of how many times The Truman Show has been mentioned as like a comparison to all these other movies I've watched, I feel like I kind of know-ish what to expect to The Truman Show going in. But even things like that, I am super interested in watching. So I'm gonna get a list together and make sure that I have these written down and in my app, and that way I can like pluck them out for future watching, future reactions, future schedules. Do I have anything else to... Oh, I did want to talk about the music because I didn't mention the music at all during this movie. The music was very good. in my opinion. It definitely felt 2004, just the style and kind of what they were going for with this movie. The music just fit really well. I really enjoyed it. The 2000 isms, the early 2000 isms that were present in this movie, again, aside from that darn camera, I thought it was fun. So like the moments where we had the slowdown, the slow-mo of like Will Smith with the guns and stuff, very Matrixy, right? Matrix was still all the rage at this time, right? Because the second one had come out in 2003. I think, yeah, the year before this. So yeah, everyone's still loving Matrix style movies, right? And yeah, the Matrix has influenced so much. So anytime watching a movie from this era, it's like you're bound to kind of see something similar to what the Wachowskis did for the Matrix movies. And yeah, I love that each decade, not even a whole decade though, like even half decade sometimes, I just love that there's certain eras in like music, movies, TV shows where like if you put someone in front of a TV screen and just didn't tell them the year it was made or anything like that, there's all these signs that can kind of get you to guess pretty close to like when it was produced and when it was released, which I love that, because I think that movies, I mean all entertainment and all forms of art, right, it's our history as humans, so it is going to represent like how things were like back then, or what humans thought about the future, right? Like how fun would it be to rewatch this movie in like 2060? Maybe by 2060 our world is like this but more, or maybe we never got to this point. Maybe something happens and we just revert back on this goal. I don't know. We don't know what the future holds. There's so many different paths we could go down. You know, you've got the people that are convinced that next year is our last year, and then you've got people that are like, well, I'm of the mindset that like I think that humanity, we are very resilient, but I do still worry about the whole like once AI gets to a certain point, they could see us like ants and they could just have a goal of colonizing the solar system and galaxy and would have the means to do so. And maybe they just start treating Earth as resources only, and we are in the way of resources because we consume resources. And so we need to go, you know? Anyway, let's not get all doomsday. I think that wraps up my thoughts. I don't think I have anything else left to say about this movie. Yeah, I think that's it. All right, with that, I'm going to go to Letterboxd now to see what some other people have to say about iRobot. Let's go check it out. 3 stars. You know damn well his feet were hurting after running around all day in Converse. Yeah, those are not comfortable shoes at all. I used to wear them quite often. Yeah, they're definitely not made for the type of action this man was doing in this movie, that's for sure. Yeah, agreed. 3 stars. A really interesting choice by the female lead to try and act as robotic as the actual robots. She was probably directed to. I mean, I know that actors can have like their own say as well into how things are portrayed, but ultimately it is the director's final call, is it not? So clearly he didn't have a problem with it. Oh my gosh, so many of these reviews are talking about outdated effects. I mean, yes, many scenes definitely were outdated and you could tell, but I didn't think it was all that bad. What I think about that actually is like, okay, so you know how a lot of people think that modern movies like look like garbage compared to movies from the past? And there's so many videos on YouTube that like break this down as to like why it's the case, right? And some people have called it like the YouTubeification of cinema, where like every background has to be blurry to mimic like the YouTube video style or whatever, and like everyone's using super wide lenses now, so like backgrounds are not clearly visible the same way that like the subject is, right? So maybe like, don't get me wrong, there's definitely a lot of movies made like that I still enjoyed, like, don't get me wrong, but with these older movies not being that way, maybe that's where like I can forgive some like shoddy CGI, because at least the movie is like visually entertaining and we're not just getting like what we experience so much of now with movies made like after 2020, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's an interesting topic to discuss, I think. And that goes back to the whole like things are a product of their time. Maybe we're in a new era right now where like the early to mid 2020s is going to be known for this, where like backgrounds are always blurry and subjects are always like super crisp and in focus, and there's always wide lenses and la 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 la, and lighting is flat. And there's no contrast and not strong color and all these things. Anyway, 2.5 stars. I'd love to have been in the writer's room when decisions were being made for this movie. So we want the audience to be able to see when a robot goes into evil mode, even though it would be much scarier and more interesting if they couldn't. So what are we thinking? A small indicator light? A change in the eyes? No, make them glow red like a Black Widow firefly. Okay. This is not a smart movie, which would be more forgivable if it didn't occasionally pretend that it was one. Still, this isn't terrible. It's just a basic, entry-level sci-fi flick that overplays its graphics hand. Speaking of which, I'm very conflicted on the CGI here. It's dated, obviously, but it looks truly fantastic for 2004. But they built an entire film around CGI in 2004. That's a bad decision, and there's not really any way of defending it. All right, with that, I now turn it to you and I ask you to leave your thoughts down below about my reaction and this movie. Are you someone that gets a kick out of iRobot? Is it entertaining for you? Do you find it fun? Let's talk about it down below. And if you're someone that thinks this movie is pretty mid, average, la la la, let's talk about it still. I'm just curious to hear your thoughts. So thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend this time with me and watch my reaction. I really appreciate it. To everyone on Patreon, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for all the voting in the polls and all the things, the watch alongs, everything else. If you would like to join them, you can click in the description and the video description and pin comment down below. We'll have links to my Patreon. Membership, you do not need if you just want watch along access. You are able to just kind of go shopping, pick and choose what you might want to see, and you could just pay like one time for it. So if that intrigues you, just click the shop tab on my Patreon. And with that, if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, I would so appreciate that. Click on the screen to do so if you want to watch something else of mine. Some links will pop up as well. And with that, we will see you in the next reaction, whichever one you tune into next. And until then, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, everybody.